How's it going, everyone? It is Monday, June 3rd, 2024. First video of June. I'm gonna try to get out a May review this weekend, probably. Look at all the picks for May and see how we did. But until that time, let's take a look at the picks I gave on the last video, which was Square short. So if I take a look at Square here, what I liked about Square, and we have to take a look at what happened in the market yesterday. So market broken through the horizontal trading range, gap up, tested it, some nice red candles on the gap up, and then we had a strong continuation in the first half of the day. And Square was a great break. It was at the bottom of this channel, but it had broken through its 50-day SMA, or sorry, its 200-day SMA. It was pretty weak earlier in the day, and it had some excellent volume, some pretty organized price action, so very nice short. Now, I actually did not end up taking Square for a couple of reasons. The first one was that we got this pretty decent bounce from this bullish cross here on some organized buying. This is nice high volume bullish engulfing candle and nice heavy volume organized buying to VWAP. Pretty decent move. So I thought, okay, well, let me wait. And I do expect us to test the low of the day. So let me wait for an LRSI pullback and then I can enter on Square. So if I put up LRSI again, I'm waiting for the market. So this looks like, okay, we might get the opportunity right here on this breakdown. We're getting our LRSI just kind of poking it below this level here. It's looking pretty good. I'd like to get one more candle that's maybe below these tails. That tells me that sellers are kind of resuming their trend again. But then we get a pretty strong move up in the market, and we're kind of continuing upward, and we're getting this nice bullish divergence. So even though Square comes down a little bit at the end of the day, you can see it does eventually react to this huge market rally to close off the day. So by the time that Square was setting up here, I thought this was a pretty decent entry point in the stock, but at 315, the market was just too strong. At this point, I wasn't as interested in taking overnight swings because I thought this move was pretty decent. So Square ended up being a no trade for me. Now, if you took the trade and you're still in it, you're going to do a little bit more trade management to get out of it. But if you waited, right, you waited for the market to set up, waited for the confirmation of the break below this level at 140. We never got that break. We never gave up that ground. So because that never happened, we didn't have the market confirmation to really get in on any shorts. And we avoided having to kind of withstand, not a loser, what kind of take unnecessary heat on a position. So Square was a no trade. Now let's zoom out to what's happening in the market today. We had this huge bullish engulfing candle on the 31st, and this was, I think, a surprise to me. I think some other people in the chat as well. I thought we would see a test of the 50-day SMA, but we found some support right above that. Lots of volume. There's a lot of reasons for why we got this volume. There was some end of month buying, probably some shorts who got squeezed out as well. And institutions just maybe are not as bearish. They view this entry point as a nice opportunity, a nice buying opportunity to get into the range before a heavy news week. Whatever the case may be, institutions had a lot of buying at that point, and that is a clear sign of support. So we're not overly bullish here, but this is the first sign that we could see a start of the upcycle, the uptrend. Now, if I was going to do any swing longs, I would have waited until today I wanted to see maybe a hold of these gains on the next day, and then I could enter some nice swing longs. But this was a nice opportunity to get in some put credit spreads. And I am going to call it a put credit spread for my pick of this video. But that's going to go into the market bias and the market outlook for the next few weeks. So our longer term market outlook is still a 1 bullish. Fundamentally, again, nothing has really changed. Technically, also a 1 bullish. We have the potential to get a little bit more bullish, given that if this is support, we found support pretty close to the last high. So that tells us that buyers are pretty aggressive. Now, shorter term, I went from being bearish at the very bottom over here. I was probably a 2 bearish. I liked what I saw, to probably a 0 or even a 1 bullish. Very, very mildly bullish on the short-term cycle because of this very strong intraday move that we saw. And just to contextualize the move here, right? We had the open, we blew through the open, blew through the prior day high, and even got through almost the high of yesterday, or the high of 2 days ago. So a very, very strong move here on heavy volume stack green candles. Now, our short-term bias, again, bullish. We're looking to see what happens here. Today, we got a gap up, filled in the gap. ISA manufacturing came out a little bit softer than usual. Got some continuation. Nice move here. Couldn't get anything off the deck. Another leg lower. And then we found some support at the open of this key green bar, which I thought was very interesting. And it made sense because there's a lot of volume in this move. So a lot of buyers who got at this point, and they see prices coming at this point, they want to get back in at this level, and that's causing this move up higher. So when we got this move here, we got this bearish hammer. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit because it's hard to see the volume sometimes. I'm going to get this bearish hammer, or sorry, this bullish hammer on pretty decent volume. Get some stack grid candles up, and then we hold, kind of compress here a little bit, and we're not able to knock the price down. Every time you get a red candle, it gets gobbled up, gobbled up, gobbled up, gobbled up, gobbled up. And now we're seeing a little bit of buying closer to the end of the day. But what should have been the down cycle here ended up being an up cycle. So we got a very similar type of price action today than what we saw yesterday. So I took some nice wins today on NVIDIA. There's a nice opportunity for a long on that stock. And held up really well today. But the pick I'm going to give is going to be a put credit spread. It's going to be the WDC put credit spread. So I've taken it today, the 71.70 put credit spread expiring on 6/28. So if we go to WDC here, so this is the spread. I sold that. I bought that. So you can get a pretty good credit here. I think I got it at about a 23-cent credit. So you can get a pretty good credit on here. It's a nice structure. You have time on the trade. And this is why I like the trade. WDC is in, and ignore these pink lines. Now the chart's a little cluttered, so let me see if I can just clear some of it up here. WDC is in a very nice bullish channel, and it's finding support at the bottom of this channel. So it's leaning on this longer term trend line, and I'm leaning on this wide trend to give me support. Now, I really like taking put credit spreads on these wide bullish channels because we're close to support, and I don't need the move to produce right away, and I don't even need the move to produce that much at all. I just need it to stay above 71 bucks. 71 bucks. And if the stock breaks this resistance and goes parabolic, then I can take profits. So I actually have a runway to take pretty much a full win on this spread. Versus a stock that is more sideways, I have some horizontal ceiling, so it prevents that opportunity for a runway. I don't think it's as quite high probability. So here's my first line of support, this channel. We also have AVWAP-E, which is providing a lot of support. And then we have the 50 SMA, which is providing a lot of support and which is upward sloping. So if we look at what it was on Friday, when I took it 71.22, now 71.44. So upward sloping. It's going to come in above our short strike. So that is going to be our pick of the day. Keep in mind all the news, earnings, or news information, the economic releases coming out. I believe that whatever happens with that, WDC is going to be able to weather this storm and will be in great shape. So that is our pick for today. I am, based on the price action I'm seeing today, I am mildly bullish. I'm not looking to take a ton of swing longs, but I do like being a little bit more passive, be more mildly bullish. So look for, if you do weekly at the monies, that's a great option right now. If you can do short puts and you have the option levels and the margin requirement, you can do short puts, or you can do put credit spreads to distance yourself from the action, make some money on the side. So that's it. Short and sweet video for today. WDC PCS. We're going to take a look. We're going to keep an eye on that. And I'll also briefly mention we are in the KSS long calls from the broken time spread. So hit the 8 EMA today. Had a nice head of steam. Looks like it hit a little bit of resistance at 24 bucks. So we're going to see what the price action looks like tomorrow and probably look to take the smaller loss over there. So I am going to add WDC to our YouTube picks. And that will be it for today. So thanks for watching, everyone. And we'll take a look at our open positions and what the market's doing tomorrow.